Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with that real deal gaming. Just want to make sure everybody like, share, and subscribe if you dig my content. So like usual, I'm going to go ahead and dig right into this. I wanted to do a video because about Xbox's long-term vision, because I'm seeing a lot of rumblings, I'm seeing a lot of pro Xbox guys, even seeing a lot of pro Xbox guys, YouTubers, who are just basically don't really seem to, they're kind of going back and forth. They're going back from being confident in what Phil Spencer is doing, then not so confident, then somewhere in between. And I think a lot of that confusion is happening because they really just don't fully understand the full vision of what Phil Spencer is doing and what Microsoft is doing with Xbox. I really think a lot of gamers just don't understand their vision. They don't understand what's happening when it comes to marketing rights, especially. They're wondering, well, why is Sony buying them all up? And it doesn't seem like Microsoft is buying any marketing rights at all. It seems like all the big games or Sony's is buying up everything. And what is Microsoft doing? And I think there's a lot of confusion about what is Xbox long-term vision, and I think a lot of people don't understand it, and I think that's the reason why we're getting a lot of these YouTubers going back and forth. And I want to do a video to just clear all of that up once and for all and let people see what is the vision of what Microsoft is doing. And I just wanted to explain it out in a 3-part video. So this will be part number 1, and part number 1 is going to basically discuss what I think is the number 1 priority when it comes to their vision moving forward, and that would be their investment into their first party video games. So basically their first party games, the new IPs and their IPs would be number 1 in my mind. And I think this is the first biggest part in their vision and what they're doing. So I'm gonna lay this out for you guys. So if you think about it, we're getting the most powerful console ever made in history this year with the Project Scorpio. And the specs by Digital Foundry have already been released. And I think that was the first really big showing of what Microsoft vision is. If you've really been paying attention, you can see, just starting back from the S, that Microsoft has included a Ultra 4K Blu-ray player. They've made sure that the S was a improvement on the OG Xbox in every Xbox One in every way. And I think that should have been a precursor to what the Scorpio is going to be to anybody who was paying attention. As you can see, the Xbox took the MPDs 4 months straight after that. And that should have been letting everyone know Microsoft is not playing around. And you got to remember, that's the vision of Phil Spencer, the guy that people are not having confidence in. And I really think it's kind of ridiculous, because if you really think about it, I think they're staying true to their vision of what they're doing. And I think that vision is going to pay off. And I think once you guys once we lay this out, you're going to agree with me. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this when it comes to their first party envisionment of what they're doing with their first party games. Now think about the Scorpio. Scorpio is going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is huge in gaming. Now this is so huge, it's even pushing the PC market to actually have start from a bigger base, because you're getting an extra 2 gigabytes of RAM space to be able to develop for games, which is monumental. Because that basically means we're just going to get a higher graphical fidelity like never seen before. We're going to get better and more greater number of particle effects. So like the particle effects you're seeing in Destiny, that's going to be more numerous and more bigger in a game played on the Scorpio. Destiny being developed for on the Scorpio. And you're also going to get more enemies on stream. You're going to get virtually no loading times. All these things are going to be provided with that extra RAM space that you're not going to see on any other gaming platform. Only the Scorpio is going to be able to do. And I think that is part of their vision. If you really think about it, which one would you rather? Would you rather a gaming platform that is investing their money into marketing rights, which is really only going to be them having their logo at the end of a game's game trailer, or it's going to give you a month or so of exclusive, content? Or would you rather have a game that's going to have higher resolution, that's going to have better graphical fidelity, and that's going to have a higher frame rate? Which one would you rather? And I think that's what Microsoft is investing into. They're investing into a high 4K resolution, the highest graphical fidelity possible on any platform, and 60 frames per second, buttery smooth, frame rate. If you really think about it, that's the best marketing rights you could possibly get. Once people see at E3 this next month, once people see games, first party games, these new IPs being ran on the Scorpio, I think it's going to blow people's minds. I think at that point, people are going to forget all about whatever marketing rights Sony has. Because at that point, people are going to realize that, wow, man, this is the real deal. A good example would be when we first seen Watch Dogs at its E3 showing. You remember how smooth it looked, how realistic it looked? Man, you had trash and stuff blowing in the wind on the ground, and you had water effects look so realistic. Man, all the movement looks buttery smooth, and we are watching that on a high-powered PC, and it looks so good. Now, remember how you felt when you first seen it on the console versions? Seeing the graphics dumbed down and seeing how it looked like a totally different game. And a lot of us felt cheated. Like, man, they completely tricked us when it came to what we were seeing at E3. And we are seeing a lot of that, where games will look so good at E3, then when you see the downgrade, it's like, man, this is a BS. This is what we're getting. And with the Scorpio, we're finally going to be able to get that true of what we see at E3 is what we're going to get in our home. And that's never been done before in a console space. And if you think about it, Microsoft is going to be at the unique position to be able to, like no other platform, offer a true native 4K 60 frames per second experience. There's no other console doing it. And let's just be honest, even on the PC side of this, even high-powered PCs struggle to do this. So if you really think about it, Microsoft is going to be in a position to provide something that has never been done before, and only Microsoft is going to be able to do it. To me, that's going to be the best marketing rights you could ever get, to be able to have that. And if you think about it, if you start to add in what Bethesda is going to do, we know Bethesda is going to be doing some things with Microsoft. We already know games like Shadow of War. When we see those games, I think it's going to blow people's minds. And when Microsoft's first party games are going to be literally the best, highest resolution, best graphical fidelity, and highest frame rate games on the market. You think about how much of a marketing advantage that is to have that. Then you can understand that's where Microsoft is investing their money. So if you're wondering if they're not buying all these, spending millions upon millions of dollars on marketing rights, where are they spending their money? It's pretty obvious, man, if you pay attention. They're spending their money into new studios for their first party games. They're spending their money into creating the most powerful console ever made. You think it's going to be cheap for Microsoft to create a console so powerful and then sell it for $400? We know if Microsoft lists their console for $400, they're going to be losing money on the front end. Now, they'll make that up on the back end when it comes to software sales, but they're going to be losing money initially. So you got to understand, that's where they're investing their money. They're investing their money in what gamers really want. Because when it comes down to it, gamers want the best possible games that are possible on a platform, and that's what we're getting. So when you have these Xbox fans that are complaining about marketing rights, you're just missing the big picture. The big picture is that we are getting the best games ever. and we're going to have the best platform to play those games on. You think about things like Game Pass. You think about things like the new Mixer. We're going to be, getting the best platform to play any games on, and that's where Microsoft is investing their money. So if you're wondering where is all the marketing deals, that's where it's at. It's into the most powerful console at the greatest price. If they're offering a price at $400, you can't beat that. There's no PC rig that can offer what Microsoft is offering at nowhere near that price point. And Sony is not even a contender to that. They only have the Pro that can't even do 4K, native 4K, or 60 frames. So there's Microsoft will have no competitor. So I just wanted to break that down. That's going to be the first part of what Microsoft's vision is. I hope this will calm a lot of Xbox gamers down, for you guys to understand that Microsoft, that Phil, he knows what he's doing, and to have confidence. So, man, that's my video, man. I hope everybody is cool. And until the next time, keep it real. I'm gone.